Good afternoon, What?
What? I was just clearing my throat so I can talk louder.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome out here, and yeah, I'm Matt with Genius One over here, and he had the bright idea. Hey, let's go ahead and wait until the hottest part of the day.
We had to get wine filled in a cooler.
It is 96 degrees with the real feel of 180, and
yeah, sure.
We're gonna do our weekly update. I know I haven't done one for a little while, but our white corn is growing. I don't know if I've even done did I even do a planting video? Oh shoot, I haven't even put the planting video out. Yeah. Anyway, so we've got everything planted. Everything's looking really good here. Nice straight rows for the most part till we get up there. But
somebody else planted.
Yeah, well, he messed up when he was finishing up. But anyway, so yeah, corn is looking good. We got some patches out here. That's Indian corn up there. That's volunteer Indian corn. So that we'll get that sprayed and then, right, get it all knocked out.
That's the plan.
And Ron's gonna project more into the camera today.
Oh yeah, sure.
So you can actually hear him talk. But yeah, so this is up here where all this volunteer corn is where we had all the Indian corn last year, if you guys don't remember. But we went ahead, we ended up planting everything to white corn this year. So we'll see how it does. And
yeah, somebody showed this late last fall. I don't know, it's too late then. Showed this early this spring, so they incorporated the corn into the ground so we could have killed it. All the volunteer corn.
So let me clarify something here. He was still picking Indian corn, what, January?
Yeah, I changed it to this spring.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the corn patch so far. We'll keep doing updates on it, but like I said, everything's looking good so far. And yeah, we'll go up to the vineyard and we'll go talk about that, what we got going on up there, and what decided to move in while between videos here. So
did you want to look at the volunteer corn?
No, it's gonna get sprayed. So anyways, we will see you guys up there in the vineyard. All right, Ron, tell us what we got going on now.
These are the cuttings that we started this spring. These here I sorted through last night and got the weeds out of them. That particular variety got about a 90% start on them. Some of them are still pretty small, don't do anything. The Chamberson did not do well this year. Other than I've got a couple of them here we took out of one vineyard. I'm getting a fair amount of those getting started. This other variety, you can see the Japanese beetles did a job on these before I got in here to start spraying. So I've been coming out and hitting them with 7 whenever I see them. Yeah, they were just kind of covered. When you see all the lace work in them, they were covered with them the other day. The table grapes here, they're starting up fairly decent. The Concords and that one over there, you got a fair amount of them to get started. So I got to get them sorted out and repotted, because those are a couple of those up there just growing in. Well, the Concord is just growing in a flat itself. I didn't put them in individual pots, so I need to sort them out and put them in individual pots. That's all I got to say for right now.
All right, we'll go up to the vineyard. Okay, so we're up in the vineyard, and well, I think you already ruined it because you said something about the bugs. We were gonna tell them once we got up here. Anyway, so we have, what do we have again?
Our vineyard.
We have Japanese beetles.
Yeah, Japanese beetles in the vineyard this year. This is our Saval grapes. I was not going to harvest them this year, and I was running low on spray, so these rows didn't get sprayed. The rest of the vineyard was sprayed on a Thursday, and then When did I spray these? Yesterday?
Yeah. And we got one of our little friends back already.
Yeah, well, they keep flying in. But they pretty well defoliated the Ceval plants. These are just almost black with the beetles covering them. The row right next to it is the Frontenac. And those were sprayed with a insecticide on a Thursday, and then these didn't get sprayed, and in just a matter of 3 days they were defoliated. I saw just a few bugs in them when I sprayed those others. Should have sprayed the whole thing at the time, but I didn't realize they'd do this. But we weren't going to do anything with these vines this year anyway. These all need to be cut off and retrained in time. But the others are staying fairly clean. I mean, I'm going to spray them again probably towards the end of this week. About every 7 days, we're going to have to hit them with a insecticide. I can see them flying into those now.
Yep.
If you go down the highways, anytime you're going past
A bean
field, which would have been corn last year, they're migrating out of the old corn stalks, ground out of the corn stalks, and they're moving into new cornfields. And I think a lot of these are kind of coming from, to a certain extent. We've got prairie grass to the north, big blue stem. I think they're coming out of it as well. But there's Japanese beetles all over. If you look around some of the bigger elm trees in the countryside here, they're completely defoliated on the top, because that's one of the first trees that they attack, is the elm trees.
Poor elm trees.
Yeah, poor elm trees.
And I don't know if you guys notice with Ron, but we've been working on him and projecting his voice.
So did you hear me this morning? Or this afternoon, sorry.
So hopefully this turns out. He still has a bad tendency to talk away from the camera, but he's a work in progress. We're proud of the progress he's made. So, all right, let's talk about these.
These are our Frontenac grapes that I sprayed, like I said the other day. Some of them are looking pretty good. These clusters are filling out pretty good, but I'm still seeing a lot of shot berries this year, clusters like this one's going to be. They're never going to get very big. They're going to stay small. There's a Japanese beetle. There's a couple of them there, whoops, that died from the spray the other day and just fell into the other leaves underneath. Yeah, the Ceval, when I sprayed those the other day, it was just like a rain. If you came up next to them, just like a rain coming out of those with the beetles. There were so many of them. But some of these look fairly decent. But I'm going to see a lot of, like this is how Frontenac ought to look. Nice full berries, clusters filled out well. And then you get to the one right next to it, and it's going to have those little shot berries on it. I was going to hit them with boron this year. I got the boron, but when I got ready to spray it, it was too late to spray it. So now I'm going to have to wait till we get done with harvesting and hit them with a good dose of boron. I'm hoping that's one of the problems I'm having with all the shot berries showing up on some of the Frontenac grapes. Frontenac's the only one I'm having a problem with doing that. And you can see the beetles showing up. There's a couple here. There's one there. So they're moving again and again. They just keep moving in. There's a couple up here at the top. So you got to keep spraying them about every 7 days. They just keep coming in. I mean, it does a good job of killing anything that's out here at the time I spray. Look at here. Look at this leaf here. There's several of them right there. They die fairly quickly. By the time I get done spraying, if I look where I started, they're already have died that morning or whenever it is that I'm spraying. And I sprayed a little bit late with a burn down underneath the things this year, so I got grass starting to come up again. So some places out there ways you can see I've already mowed underneath them. I'm trying to mow as close as I can. You wanna go look at it?
I don't know. Do you want to go look at it?
I don't know, it's hot.
Does everybody at home want to go look at it? Okay.
Sure they do.
We'll go look at it. And corn is growing really well. Well, except for right in this little area. But
because of the weeds that run.
Yeah.
Down. But the weeds under control.
Yep. We noticed this field, some spots are starting to just starting to tassel, so. Yep.
This is where I'm starting to, with my mower, coming through and getting as close as I can the first time on both sides of it, and then I throw it back into it when I get done.
Talk to him.
But, okay, I'm talking.
Talking to the camera.
All right, but this is our Itasca. There's a huge crop on these this year, so I'm hoping that we get a good crop. Are able to harvest our Itasca this year. They look very promising. If I can keep the weeds down out of them, which I will. But you can see there's a pretty good crop in them this year. They went through earlier and got them straightened up. Some of the bottom suckers cut off of it. Then I sprayed underneath it, and spray pretty well will knock out the clusters underneath there too. I mean, not clusters, the suckers that have come up underneath those sprouts. But there's a nice crop of Itasca in here this year. I have good hopes for this in this year.
High hopes.
High hopes.
High hopes.
Good hopes. High hopes.
High hopes.
And the Petite Pearl is looking pretty decent over here. The Brianna doesn't look as well out here. It looks really decent over in the older ones, but it didn't look like the berries didn't set real well on some of the Brianna. At least in part of it I looked at. I haven't had a chance to really walk down through it and analyze them real good. But the Petite Pearl, some of them have got too many clusters on them. I need to do some little thinning on some of these as well. But there's a really decent crop on these this year. This will be just the second year of production off of these. Most of them I got tied up. I'm gonna have to go through again and tie up some more of them.
Get some more friends back.
But there are quite a few Japanese beetles in here the other day. Seemed like it was worse on the far end. That's where I noticed them the most. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna have to spray again at the end of this week. It's gonna be a weekly thing to spray up insecticide.
Which is unfortunate.
In order to keep them under control. That's about all I got to say right now.
You sound winded, man. You a little warm?
It is warm out here.
All right, everybody. Well, that will do it for this week's weekly update. Oh, I guess we could tell them we'll be bottling tomorrow, getting some of Arbor Day Farm stuff done, a couple of their wines. So, be bottling all day tomorrow. We got about 4,000 bottles?
Between 4,000 and 5,000.
Yeah, so it'll be a busy day tomorrow, but looking forward to getting those done and out of the way before we get into harvest.
Yeah.
Because that'll be here well before we know it and before we're ready for it. I guess shelled some of the corn yesterday. Worked at it for about an hour and it was a little toasty, so didn't want to kill off my nephew. Thanks, Ryan.
I think it was more than toasty yesterday.
Yeah.
It was hot.
That was a real feel of 115, I think, 114. That's what I said to him earlier. So yeah, it's definitely warm out, but we appreciate everybody for watching. And oh, we better get Ron.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, and hey, who's our sponsor?
And we'd like to thank Whiskey Run Creek Winery and Distillery for sponsoring us today.
All right, we appreciate those guys very much over there. And everybody, thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.